Hey, welcome to Geeky Faucets. I'm Amy Dale.
And I'm Christine Lucas Savage.
And this is episode 59. And today we're talking about 1984.
Big Brother is watching you.
Not actually the George Orwell book, because that scared the crap out of me.
I actually liked that book.
I did too, but the part with the cage and the rats in the face, that didn't...
Oh, I don't remember that.
Oh.
I probably blocked it out of my memory.
It's a great book if you haven't read it. But that's not actually what we're talking about today. But it is a really good book. It's a classic. You should read it. But we're talking today about movies that were made in 1984.
1984, yes.
And what is crazy about this, what actually got me thinking about this, is watching Jimmy Fallon the other night, and he had Kevin Bacon on, and they did this intro, which if you haven't seen it, you should look it up on YouTube. It's hilarious. For Footloose, where, did you see that?
Mm-mm.
When Kevin Bacon came in, he did this whole Footloose entrance.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
And had them all.
That.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. You can find it.
I'll find it.
It's so funny. But then they said, "Oh, it's the 30th anniversary," and I said, "No, no, it is not. There's no way that movie is 30 years old." I remember watching that, and apparently, it is.
It is 30 years old.
They were not lying. I thought they were, but they weren't. And that made me feel a little bit old. Okay, so how old were you in 1984?
5.
You were 5.
I was 5.
And I was like 9-ish, 8 or 9-ish. So, yeah. So we're going to talk about, because we thought, well, that's interesting, because I know that Ghostbusters is also having their 30th anniversary this year.
So how many
what other movies are well, holy cow, 1984 was a
good movie year.
It was a good movie year. So
yes,
that's what we're going to be talking about.
Because I went to look it up, because I'm like, well, whatever, what's up with 1984? Yeah, I knew a whole bunch. Like, how can there be that many movies that came out in one year? Baby Big Brother was in charge. Just saying.
Well, they make good movies if they were. Okay, so one of the classics that was one of my favorite movies is Indiana Jones.
Oh yeah, I love Indiana Jones.
Was the Indiana Jones
The
movie.
Temple of Doom, although that one scared me the most. I'll be perfectly honest with you, because that's the one where he, tears out the heart and it's beating. Ugh.
Yes. But we have to go back to Ghostbusters, because that's like the huge movie, right? I mean...
Well, I don't know, because all these are huge.
True.
Like, all of them. But yes, no, Ghostbusters was really, really good. I wanted to eat the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
There were a lot of these movies on this list that I wasn't allowed to watch when it came out because I was little.
I think I watched most of these when I was older, because I remember seeing so many of them, and there's no way I would have watched them when I was 5.
No.
There's no way.
Yeah, so Ghostbusters, when I finally got around to watching it, I loved it. And I watched the Saturday morning cartoon of Ghostbusters.
I never did.
And I loved it so much. It was one of my favorites.
I'm going to go off on a tangent for a moment.
Do it.
I never got to watch Saturday morning cartoons because I was always at the ice rink. And I was a little kind of sad that I missed out on Saturday, because I would leave early in the morning and I wouldn't get back till noon, and Saturday morning cartoons are over by noon. Oh, so I never once, maybe once, got to watch Saturday morning cartoons, but no, I was at an ice rink.
That's really sad.
Isn't it
I
sad?
love
cartoons,
and yeah, I spent a lot of time. In fact, I remember it's the only time of the week that I would be up at like 6 a.m.
My brothers were the same way. They were always up.
It's like, Transformers comes on in 5 minutes, Mom. Where's the cereal?
Anyway, back to movies.
Yes. Okay, so Ghostbusters, what have we covered so far? We have to mark them off somewhere. Okay, Ghostbusters and Indiana Jones, and then, The Last Starfighter.
Yeah, Video Game Kid. Yeah, did you see that one? Yeah, you said you saw that
I
one.
saw it in the theater, so... That's how much I remember it.
Yourself.
I know, but I don't remember it
I don't remember it that well. I remember watching it, but I don't remember that's still kind of a lot with a lot of these movies. I remember seeing it, but I probably blocked out like the dumb parts, because a lot of these movies have some really stupid parts in it. You know what I mean?
No.
Like, I don't even know what you're talking about.
That's
like,
ridiculous.
for instance, the Toxic Avenger. Now, growing up in my family, this was like a cinema classic, the Toxic Avenger.
Never seen it.
It's not good.
Okay.
Okay. But we owned it and watched it multiple times.
I'm going to be honest,
and
I'm not surprised.
I know. And I'm fairly certain he carried a mop around. I don't even know why, but they thank you, parents, for B-rated movies and what you've done to me.
Yeah.
But yes.
Friday the 13th.
I never watched that. I hate scary movies.
I hate scary movies as well. And when I was that age, whatever age that is, walked in on my cousins watching it. And had nightmares forever because of that. Thank you very much.
And Nightmare on Elm Street was 1984.
No, didn't watch
also. No, I haven't watched either. I think I tried to watch one once, but it scared the absolute mess out of me. And I'm like, nope.
No.
But it's funny that they both of those started in the same year, and they're like a whole franchise of scary.
Oh yeah, because they went on and on forever.
Yeah,
scary. Blah.
It's true. Scary. Blah.
But we're just wusses. I'm sure they're great movies if you love horror films, but
nope,
not for us.
Nope. One of my absolute favorites that came out was Revenge of the Nerds.
Oh,
I remember, because at the very...
Booger?
Dude, I love everything about these movies. Like, everything. There's nothing I don't like about these movies. Maybe there's too many boobies. I don't really like that.
Oh, I know, right?
But, the end where they did, their
performance
music...
with,
I totally recorded it on my tape with my Walkman so I could hear it. But I loved, Poindexter with this...
Yes!
Yeah, Yeah, no, I also liked Revenge of the Nerds, too.
I don't remember that one very much.
I had both of them and watched them constantly.
You did?
I don't know why my parents let me watch movies like that, because there's boobs in them.
I know.
And also other things. But
sometimes I go back to let my kids watch a movie and realize, oops,
what was I thinking?
Why did I get to watch this?
I know.
I must have been older than I thought when I watched this or something. This one, Gremlins, I actually watched this year for the first time.
I watched it long ago. It scared me.
I didn't even rent it. I just full out went to the $5 bin and bought it for myself for Christmas. And I loved it.
Did you?
Yes, I loved it so much, and I can't believe this is the first. I wasn't allowed to watch it because it was scary, but I didn't.
Well,
think
it is. Don't get those suckers wet, man.
I did not think it was scary at all, but of course I saw it as a 38-year-old. I mean, a 24-year-old. Just kidding. I'm 38. It's okay.
I think I had a Gremlin stuffed animal at some point.
Oh, like Gizmo?
I think I had a Gizmo.
Well, but
I
here's
seem
the
to
thing.
recall.
My favorite part of that movie had very little to do with the creatures and had to do with the girl who talked about her losing her dad. Do you remember that scene?
No.
Oh my word. I kudos to this actress for being able to straight face this whole scene, because she said, she told this whole story about how her dad didn't come home one Christmas, and they found him later in a Santa suit in the chimney. He had fallen and broken his neck. And he was there for 3 days, and then they found him in the chimney. He was apparently going to come down the chimney and surprise her, but apparently broke his neck in the process.
And died.
Hilarious.
That's
oh my word,
horrible Christmas story. Oh my god.
It's so bad that I think that's so funny, but my kids and I all were laughing so hard we couldn't even stand it. And I said, that actress had to actually read those lines. Seriously. That's really well done.
Hard.
Whoever you are.
Good on you.
So yeah, I loved Gremlins. I'm a fan for sure. This is Spinal Tap?
I didn't watch this one until, have you seen This is Spinal Tap? Okay. Yeah, I didn't watch this one until a few years ago. Yes. This is along the lines with Best in Show, because I loved Best in Show. If you haven't seen it, oh my word, yeah. He's in this one too. Yeah, if you haven't seen that, you really, really, really need to, because it's really, really funny. And This is Spinal Tap was good too. Not as good as Best in Show, I thought.
Oh really? I love Spinal Tap.
Best in Show, they're crazy dog people. And I love dogs, so maybe that's why you don't even like dogs. So I guess that's why you probably didn't like it as much as me.
I don't hate dogs.
I know you don't hate them, but you don't particularly like them. I was dog sitting 6 dogs on Sunday, so there you go.
That would make me a crazy person.
Yeah, no.
That'd be good. Okay, Romancing the Stone. I love that movie.
I did too.
Oh my
I did too.
So much.
Was there 2 of them?
Yes, there was Jewel of the Nile.
Jewel of the Nile. That's what it was. Yes, no, I remember watching those, and I loved. Seriously, do you see how many great movies are in 19? How is this even possible?
No.
Or are they great because we blocked out the bad parts? That's the real question, folks.
I watched Romancing the Stone recently, and I still love it.
I haven't watched it recently.
I just love it. It's a good movie. It's a good one. Oh, and Karate Kid.
I never really liked that one.
I did.
I never really cared about it.
Clearly going to be the next Karate Kid. Obviously. It was awesome. And Mr. Miyagi, I loved him so much.
I think I thought the guy, what was the Karate
Ralph
Kid's
Macchio.
name? Yeah, I didn't think he was very cute. That was probably part of my
He
problem.
was pretty gangly. But you know, I went back and watched it recently. And it's pretty, it's slow. It doesn't move quick.
Maybe that's another reason I
And
didn't
here's
like
the
it.
other thing.
Although, you know what? You know when he does the thing like this? My brothers and I did that all over the house and everywhere.
Yes.
We were always doing karate.
Yes.
I did it with my leg under the table just now because everybody can see that. I literally lifted my leg up.
There you go. Well, you know, that's
Looks like a zombie. Sorry.
But you know what I thought was funny too, upon watching it again, is that it never really showed Mr. Miyagi teaching him karate. It only showed the wax on, wax off.
Well, that's all you need to know, right?
Apparently.
When
And
you
then
do
he goes
karate?
into the ring and fights. And as a kid, this never occurred to me. But as an adult, I'm like, I mean,
Like,
I
don't
feel
you have to
like
train?
maybe you need to train a little bit more than just waxing. But, you know.
Although waxing
Maybe
is
I
an
missed that
important
part.
skill.
It is.
Right?
It is,
I don't
especially for
know.
your kids. You want your kids to be able to wax your stuff. So we're gonna talk. Okay, the last one we're gonna talk about, though, this time, because we're gonna do a two-parter because there's too many.
There's too many of good ones. Yes.
Is Never Ending Story.
Ugh.
Christine hates
Nope.
this movie because
Horse in the mud. Done.
the horse dies of sadness.
In the mud. He is sinking in the mud. And the train's like, ah, and I'm like, ah.
Yeah.
Never. No, I'll never watch that movie ever again.
I'm gonna
Never.
be honest. I sound like a heartless beast when I say this, but that didn't bother me.
Ugh.
But what bothered me was the nothing. I had nightmares about the nothing for a long time. The nothing was terrifying.
You know what's funny is I don't remember the nothing. It's the horse. I remember the horse in the mud.
The nothing was so freaking scary. I don't know why. I can't even tell you. But I
don't even remember what the nothing was. But
it
no,
was-
I will
well,
never,
That's a good question. Isn't it?
ever watch that movie again. Side note, we actually saw Atreyu as an older gentleman at the last Galaxy Fest, not this year's, but 2013 Galaxy Fest. So that was kind of interesting.
He seems like he's gotten over the whole horse thing.
I don't know.
There was a
He had a lot
hint
of
sadness.
tattoos. He had a lot of tattoos, and sometimes people get tattoos when they have mental problems. So. I'm kidding. And they have sadness that they
Says
can't
the girl
get
who has
over.
tattoos.
Well, I speak from experience.
Well, some people eat their feelings. Some people put them on tattoos.
And Atreyu was covered. It was the horse in the mud. It ruined his life.
It probably did.
He probably had like 10 white horses
I
at
always
his
thought that was
ranch
the
in
coolest
LA
name,
or something.
Atreyu.
It is pretty cool.
By the way, have you read the book?
No, why would I read a book about a movie with a horse that dies in mud?
Oh, good point. You hated the movie. Okay, you should read the book. If you have not read that book, it is so unbelievably good. Oh,
Does
my
the horse die in the mud
word.
in the book too?
Pretty sure. I don't remember that part. It's a really long book, and it has a lot more than the movie. Like, the movie is just like of the book. The book is, it's not never ending, but it feels like it is sometimes. But it's really, really, really good, so you should read it if you haven't read it.
Nope.
So, that's our first part of this, because there are a lot, and you can look forward to the next ones. And while you're waiting for our next show, you can Google and do some research and figure out what your favorite 1984 movies are, and let us know so that we don't leave them out. And we'll see you next time. Thanks for joining us.